2019 marks the start of new technological advances in environmental issues, advancements political in political topics. But the advancement that it has made on people's minds is a little bit awful. Welcome to this new episode of Mejia's Grill, where we're going to be talking about a very hot and controversial topic on social media, especially in North America and South America cities like Mexico, Brazil, and Argentina. And if you don't know what topic I'm going to talk about, let me make this clear for you. I'm going to be talking about abortion and the role of feminists in it. Please join me to get a new, freshly made batch of new data and facts you maybe didn't know about this topic. Today on the podcast, we're going to be listening a little bit from Purple Disco Machine, right from Glitterbox on London. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did, and let's get this started. Please feel free to enjoy. Make yourself comfortable at home or in your car. So I'm going to be starting with something that I just recently found on my Twitter account. It's this images because there are a lot of it now. And there are these feminists in their marches all across the globe, for example in Madrid, in Rome, Mexico City or Buenos Aires, which are carrying these funny banners with all sorts of stuff written on it, insulting the church. And most of them are very badly written, and they are using a lot of bad words in them. It's very funny because when you say a bad word in front of them, they usually don't react pretty well to that. Sorry. And most of those banners are saying that because of the underground abortions that are being made all across the globe, many women are being killed. And this is something pretty ironic because if feminists are in favor of women's health and stopping the kills or murders of women because of abortion and all sorts of stuff, they don't mention that 5,500 women die every year because of breast cancer. They also don't tell us that 4,000 deaths per year in women, only women talking, are for starvation. And a little bit of a statistic here, according to some data which I found on the internet. There are only 27 deaths for abortion in Mexico. Only 27. So why should the state give all the money, or a very big part of the money which is going to be invested on health? Why give it to abortion clinics? Why only giving priority to 27 deaths when there are 20,000 deaths a year because of cerebral vascular diseases, for example diabetes or cancer? But women don't. When I'm talking about women, I'm talking about feminists. Let's make this clear, because not all women are feminists, but in this case, when I am referring to women, I am referring them as feminists. So to come back to this, a little bit of a statistic that I am showing to you, why women, which are very concerned about other women's health and deaths all across the world, aren't talking about these other kinds of deaths. Why they aren't talking about breast cancer, diabetes, or starvation? No, because they only want a way to escape if something goes wrong in their young ages, because it's very known that the nowadays feminists, they are not respectable women which are married or have children. No, they usually are between the 20 and 25 years of age. Having made this clear, let's move to something else. Also on social media and also by experience, which I have seen a little bit of their marches. I think I saw two of them in the downtown of my city. They have this phrase that they put everywhere on social media, on their shirts, on their banners, on so on, so on. The phrase goes something like this: sexual education to decide, contraceptives to not abort, legal abortion to not die. Well, this is a little bit funny because it's like saying food for eating, legal robbery for not starving to death. So, why making something legal for a personal use? Okay, I know that all people have the right to live, but as I said earlier, there are only 27 deaths in Mexico for underground abortions. So this is not something valid to say legal abortion to not die. So you're saying it is okay to kill someone because just not to die myself. This doesn't make any sense at all. I saw in a debate of an Argentinian journalist named Emmanuel Danan. Sorry. Argument that feminists use very often also in their marches and their posts on social media. It goes something like this: they think being a mother isn't worthy enough. They are saying that having a baby or being pregnant is not a worthy life. This is a little bit subjective because who indicates who is worthy to live and who is worthy to die? So basing on this logic, I can say, because I don't like you and I don't like the way you dress, I have the right to kill you. So I don't know if I am the only one crazy here, but their arguments are very easy to contradict and demonstrate that they are purely whims of a 25-year-old which got pregnant in a party because he got high and got drunk, and well, all the other things are history and we already know what happened. So let's continue with this. I have an interesting fact right here. Have you thought about abortion as a business? Well, if you don't have thought on this, it's a very opportunity of entrepreneurship because in average the clinical the clinics where the abortions are being made, they are charging around $400 for abortion by misoprostol, which is a pill that is usually used for stomach aches, but also can help having an abortion in early stages. And they are charging $800 for a clinical abortion. Yes, a clinical abortion where the baby is being dismembered inside your uterus or vacuum inside out in a clinical vacuum chamber, or even being injected with chemicals where the baby is being dissolved by this very strong acid. But well, let's get to something a little bit more happy. I want to tell you some interesting stories which are posted on social media and forums all across the internet. So there is this case in Argentina where an 18-year-old girl was raped by the guy who owns the pizza restaurant she was working in. So they both go to the hospital asking for an abortion. And let's make a little bit of reflection here. What would you think it would happen with the girl? A, it goes to their homes without the baby and safe. B, the owner of the restaurant obligates her to return to the place where the place it was raped in the first time, the pizza place. If you thought the answer would be A, you are completely wrong. The answer was B. The girl went on with the abortion and returned to the pizza place with the same guy who raped her. So let's incorporate the idea. If you make it easier for people to abort, you are promoting these kinds of stories and cases to be more, well, to repeat, to being repeat in not only in Argentina this thing happens, but also in Mexico or Spain. So after all of this, I am pretty sure that the criminal abortion, it can never be justified. If you let's make this more clear for you. There are two kinds of abortions. The legal abortion, which is an accident of being raped or just an accident in a party that you got a little bit more drunk than you expected. And the spontaneous abortion, which is if that you get sick and the baby gets naturally rejected by your body. And that kind of abortion, yes, it can be justified because you cannot predict or in some other cases help these things not to happen because there are natural stuff of the body and the body is very wise and it knows their stuff very well. But the criminal abortion, it's a little more complicated by that because, as you may know, and if you make a little bit more of research, the feminists that are asking for this to be legalized, they aren't ladies, they aren't old women grown up with children. No, they are women on their teens, on their teen years, and they are. I think they are only searching for a way to escape their responsibilities of having a baby. Because, well, who wants to be a mother while being a teen, while having 18 or 20 years? Nobody. So, as you may know, having a baby is a little bit heavy responsibility for the mother. But women don't like that. Women don't like to have responsibilities. They don't like to have obligations. We see it a lot with the millennials, which they think they are the owners of the world and they deserve everything. It's the same thing with feminism and the abortion things. They only want to justify the things they do, and they want no consequences of their bad behaviors, because we all know that every action has a consequence. If you do something good will be given you in return. If you do something bad, it will return to you. In this case, if you are going to a party and you get all drunk up on high with a lot of drugs, what would you think will happen? It's not necessarily being having a baby, but being raped or being kidnapped. But so women, returning to the main point, women don't like to have responsibilities, and they are just looking for a way to explain and promote these kinds of activities. They are promoting if you want, go to the party, get in the bed with 3 or 4 guys, and if you get pregnant, doesn't worry, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's your body, and you decide if you have the baby or not. Oh no. This is not correct, sir. It's like saying, okay, I have tomorrow a final exam for mathematics, but I don't want to study. And you don't study. At the next day, you woke up, you go to the school, make your test, and 3 or 4 days later, your grade arrives and it is 53 out of 100. And then, because you have this right to decide of your own stuff, you go to the principal and say, I don't want to accept this 53, I want 100 because it's my exam and I want it to be 100. It sounds very stupid, isn't it? And well, it is very right to think that it's very stupid. The same goes for abortion. If you make bad decisions in your life, bad things will happen to you. If you make good decisions, good things will happen to you. Let's start to have more responsibility on our decisions and our acts, and stop justifying and making excuses, cheap excuses, for our bad decisions or bad actions. I hope you enjoyed this little podcast. I think it's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed. Let's please reflect on some of the things I have talked to you. If you want, you can make your own investigations. Find out for yourself that all the data that I am giving to you is not fake. And yes, we should start